of the limbs from your locks. Do not go and dive in like you're going snorkeling. Yeah. I do hope that you guys can hear me clearly because my backyard is very windy, so I do hope the audio is just perfect with this video. Greetings kings and queens, and welcome back to another video. I hope you all are doing well. It's your girl Sha'z. If you're new, welcome. If you've been here, welcome back. On this platform I share hair care, lifestyle, and so much more. In today's video guys, I am going to share with you a few tips as to why your locks will break off. Alright guys, that being said, welcome to my back patio. Yes, and for those of you who are watching and have not yet subscribed, come on, go ahead. I'm gonna give you a few seconds. Pause this video, go ahead, press the subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on your post notification bell so you won't miss any uploads from me. Alright guys, so let's get into it. Reason number one. And at this point, I sound like a broken record. I mean, for my OGs, I've been saying this from the very start of my YouTube journey. Retwisting and interlocking your hair too often. Guys, this is major. This is very important. Listen up. For example, if you continue to retwist your hair too often, the foundation of your locks it will definitely get weakened. Yeah, and as time goes by guys, your hair is gonna get thinner from the root, so therefore the lock in itself will grow out to be thinner. And then with thinner locks and somewhat of a weaker roots, your locks will somewhat be just, it won't have that strong foundation that your locks needs, that it desires. So be aware of how often you retwist your locks. Again, I know for those of you who have been with me from the very beginning, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but this is so vital guys. Be aware of how often you retwist or interlock your hair. Okay, we need to give our locks time to just do its thing. Locks is a hairstyle that is so low maintenance that it doesn't take much to keep your hair healthy. It doesn't take much to have your hair growing like overnight. But with always doing all this extra twisting and interlocking, you're gonna see the results, and you may look at someone else. And remember, I've done a few videos where I spoke about comparison. You're gonna look at someone who doesn't really retwist their hair as often as you, and you may be wondering, why is my lock so thin? Or why is my lock so fragile? Or why am I experiencing breakage from the tips of my locks or even from the foundation? A major part or a major reason why your locks will break off eventually. So we need to just let our locks be, let it do its thing, and you know, sometimes just let it be, just let it be. For those of you who are new, I only retwist my locks 3 to 4 times per year max. Yeah, so you're gonna see a lot of your girl just having her hair just basically doing its thing, and I promise you, you'll definitely get used to it. All right guys, so guys, tip number 2, bleaching your locks. Guys, and I've never experienced, or I've never bleached my hair before, nor have I colored my hair before. To each his own, but I'm just saying, if you're considering bleaching your locks, just keep into consideration that it's a high possibility of you experiencing breakage from the root, even the lock itself. My family, I've heard People cry out of frustration. People had to basically, I've seen it guys, and I'm saying people because like I just mentioned, I've never experienced this situation before personally, but let us learn from others' mistakes. Yes, I've seen people basically had to just get rid of their locks, cut it off completely. Yeah, so like I just said, let's learn from others' mistakes. I mean, if you're considering doing it, to each his own, but I'm just saying, just be mindful that you may, it's a high possibility that you're going to experience breakage or damage from your root. What the bleaching does basically guys is it thin out your hair, it from the roots, even the tip. I've seen people bleach their hair and it just looks dead. Literally, it doesn't look alive. Yeah, it doesn't look alive, it just looks dead. I don't know guys, can you all and we're not bashing anybody here, but I just really want to get my point across. Have you ever looked at a bar of Brillo or steel wool, how it just looks like it's just there? That's my point. I've seen locks just look dead, like why is it still there? That's what I ask myself sometimes. And also guys, another thing, bleaching and coloring your hair constantly can actually staunch the growth of your locks. Yes, I've seen it. It can literally staunch the growth of your hair. Yeah, and you may be looking at others and thinking, why? You know, sometimes we just have to just, I mean, I've gotten this compliment where this lady told me like, wow, I think I can't recall your name. Sorry about that, but this queen actually gave me this compliment that wow, like she wanted to bleach her hair or colored her hair, and because she came on my platform, on my channel, I just totally made her embrace just rocking her black locks. And I appreciate it, queen. Like I told you, I really appreciate this compliment. And I'm not gonna just be here like I'm perfect, like it has never crossed my mind to color my hair or anything like that, because there is this particular color guys that it has always intrigued me, because I've seen these queens out here rocking it. I think it's called cherry blood red or something like that, and have always just, I'm like, oh my goodness, that I would rock this color out of its own color. And but yeah, as we sit here 2022, your girl is gonna be rocking her locks black and proud. Yes, and of course with pride. But guys, if you're out there and you know any like organic color, or really like 100% organic color where I can put it in and take it off and that doesn't create any build up in my locks, I'll definitely be open towards doing that. Okay guys, so that is my tip number 2. Alright guys, so we on tip number 3, picking our locks. And what I mean by picking, I know I mentioned in a past video how to get rid of links, yes, but I know some of us out there can get like very obsessed where links are concerned in our locks. And guys, you're gonna get obsessed and until you damage your locks, and we don't want that. Don't let your obsession drive you to basically damaging your lock. And what I mean by that is, I've seen people and I've heard stories where people use the tweezer, and tweezer, like I mentioned in my past video, will getting rid of the links in your lock, which I use tweezers to get rid of the links from my locks, don't get me wrong, and this is one of the best methods out there to do that, right? But with that being said, what I meant was, when you're getting rid of the links from your locks, do not go and dive in like you're going snorkeling. Yeah. Don't just dive into the locks like you're going snorkeling and you're looking for these amazing, no, you're just gonna use your tweezer and just pick the links out and let it be. Don't go into the lock itself just because you continuously see, just because you're just seeing links embedded into the lock itself. No guys, that will cause major breakage from your locks. Because if you continuously just keep picking at the lock and using the tweezer to go further and further in, like you're snorkeling, you're definitely gonna lose a couple like locks. They're gonna break off, they're gonna get weakened due to the fact that you basically prying open the lock itself to get rid of whatever that's in there. So guys, I believe we are tip number 4, and that one is manipulating your locks. And what I mean by that is always having styles, always pulling your hair up in a bun, and basically applying tension on your locks or pulling it back, or always having all these styles and braiding over your locks and all of that jazz. Again, to each his own, but just be mindful of always pulling your hair up in a bun or to the back. You're gonna basically see some like edges. Your edges is gonna be longer. Eventually you're gonna see some thinning of your locks as well, with always pulling it up, with always styling them. Because styling, actually some styling, there are some locticians out there who really are passionate about what they do, and keeping in mind with the extra tension and stuff like that. And there are others, honey child, don't let me get into it, that's for another video. Yeah, so you gotta be mindful of how often you style your hair, how often you pull your hair up, how often you put it in a bun, how often you braid over your locks as well. With that being said, when I started my second lock journey, I actually started my journey with braiding over my hair. At the time, I wouldn't call them locks at the time. I just basically didn't want to do much to it, so I would just go ahead and use the natural twist over my locks, or the natural kinky braids, I believe that's what it's called, over my locks. And I did that for quite some time until my lock started marching in and locking in, and that is when I got rid of it completely. And I have never braided or put any weaves or anything like that over my locks. Okay guys, so just be mindful of that. Alright, for those of us who are more on the edgy side when it comes to our locks, and just experimenting with the different styles, different looks, and all of that jazz out there, just be mindful of that. Okay, so guys, I believe we're at tip number 6, and that is dryness. Our hair needs moisture. Yes, and it doesn't matter what form of moisture that you do or moisturizing, keep doing that. Yes, for those of us who love using our concoction, and for me concoction means using our different oils, essential and carrier oils, and of course your main base is water, continue to do so. For those of us who are into rose water and all these things, do that, because your hair can't flourish if it's not moisturized. Yeah, so guys, we need to keep our hair moisturized at all times. Yes, and you can't just focus on your scalp only and forget about the hair itself. Come on. But then there is also overdoing or over oiling your hair. There's such a thing that in itself can cause another situation on your hands. Meaning, if you always go ahead and just oil your hair, and it's just overly oiled, like saturated with oils, that in itself can attract a lot of lint and you're gonna end up with another situation on your hands with your hair always being exposed to lints. Yes, so be mindful of over oiling your hair or over moisturizing your hair and under moisturizing your hair as well. There should be a balance to everything in life. And guys, if your hair is not, if you're constantly twisting or interlocking your locks and it's not moisturized, I mean the friction, it's gonna cause some friction, some extra friction to the hair, and eventually you're gonna of course you're gonna experience some breakage. So just keep in mind, always keep your hair moist, scalp and hair itself, always do so. And of course that has a lot of positive outcomes to that as well. Keeping your hair moisturized will definitely give your hair this feeling, this soft feeling to it, that, I mean, if your hair is dry, you can't expect your hair to be soft and luscious, yeah? So just keep in mind, keep moisturizing. Whatever method you use, continue to do so, yes? But be mindful of the creams and like contour and all of these things. I'm not bashing any company out there, but I'm just saying, I mean, for loose hair and stuff like that, this type of products like this type, like leave-in conditioners and all of these jars, this type of things are more or less for open natural hair, yes? But for locks, that, no guys. So just be aware of this type of things, okay guys? So guys, we are at our last tip, and I believe that's tip number 6. If you're someone who uses a loctician, please just keep one loctician in your corner, one good loctician, one passionate loctician. And that's for another video, but I'm just gonna stress on this one here. Yeah, have you ever heard this saying, too many cooks, or too many cooks, something like that, spoil, in that effect? Okay, you can't have a loctician for February and have one for March and then have one in June. No, if you're using a loctician, keep one, because there are locticians out there have the different methods, the different styles of taking care of your locks. If you're someone who uses a loctician to take care of your locks, interlocking, shampooing, whatever the case might be, right? Keep one good one that is very passionate and loves hair and not the money. Yeah? Okay guys, so find this one person, this one loctician who, because I mean guys, every loctician has their beliefs, every loctician handles your someone locks differently. Yeah, I definitely believe I'm going to do a video expounding more on, you know, having a good loctician in your corner if you're someone who uses a loctician. Yes, so just keep one good loctician that knows your hair and could give you good tips and feedbacks and let you know when you need to get your hair retwisted and when you shouldn't retwist your hair, and what products you should use versus what products you shouldn't use. Alright guys, so I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, you know what to do. Please leave your positive comments down below. I do hope that you guys can hear me clearly, because my backyard is very windy, so I do hope the audio is just perfect with this video. I'm keeping my fingers crossed here. So yes guys, for those of you who are watching and you have not yet subscribed, don't forget, please go ahead and subscribe. Press that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on your post notification bells so you won't miss any uploads from me. Alright guys, so if you guys love these types of videos where I give tips, you know, all this knowledge where locks is concerned, I mean, I'm no loctician, don't get me wrong. For those of you who are new, I have been locked in for 9 years now, so I do have quite a few experience where lock is concerned, and I am willing to share with you guys so you guys will have an amazing journey, of course a flourishing, growing, and just enjoying your journey. Okay guys, so thank you so much for stopping by. Blessings, more life. Cheers.